Good afternoon, folks. Madison365 Daily Update here with Robert Chappell, your executive editor. It is Monday, which means, of course, it is Metcalf's Monday. Metcalf's Market is a fourth-generation family-owned and operated market with stores in Madison at Hilldale and behind the West Town Mall and in Wauwatosa at 68th and State. Football season is going strong. Badgers are looking better. Packers are looking great. That means it's tailgate season too. Metcalf's local producers have them stocked up with everything you need to feed a crowd of fans. Stop by the store or order for pickup or delivery anytime at shopmetcalfs.com. And we appreciate Metcalf's and their support of Madison365 and the Daily Update. So COVID numbers are looking really good, everybody. And I'm actually finally for once feeling some reason for optimism, similar to what I felt in the spring, right? Remember, February, March of this year, things were going down and the summer was good and everything was good. And then everything went bad again in August and September. We're not back to those low levels that we were in the summer, okay? But we are trending that way. And that's what I like to see. And we're trending that way right when we're about to get vaccinations for children, right? So that'll push up our vaccine numbers considerably, I hope. Today, we're reporting 814 new cases. I believe that is the first time that we've been below 4 digits since August 4th. Yep, August 4th, we had 992 new cases. This is the first day in almost, going on 3 months that we've been lower than 1,000 cases in a day. That's not true. We had a few Mondays in early September that were below 1,000, but the 7-day average was still high. But today, 814 is the lowest we've seen in almost 2 months. That puts our daily average as 1,822, which again is also pretty on the low side. That's been coming down every day for it kind of peaked at 2,800 per day on September 21st, and it's been kind of trending downward since then. Pretty steeply, in fact. And if we continue this way, that'll be below 1,000 by the end of the week. I'm not going to promise that. We may not go down that sharply. The other number that is looking good today, not looking good, looking better, is the percentage of positive tests. This is the past 7 days, all the tests that have come back positive is 7.3% of all the tests have been positive. That's really high. Okay, that's really bad. That's out of control virus. But again, that was over 9 at one point recently, right? It was as recently as October 11th, that was 9.0, which is outrageously bad. It went up very fast from late June. It was like below 1%. And by the end of July, it was 7.2. So it went up really fast. And now it's coming down almost as fast, which is great. We want to keep that trending downward. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll watch that. Now, the deaths average, only 3 new deaths reported yesterday, but there were 0 the previous Sunday, right? So 3 deaths today actually pushes our death average up to 13. It was 12 on Friday. We expect that, right? Because deaths change or just reflect cases from 4 to 6 weeks ago, right? So cases 4 to 6 weeks ago are still going up. Today, deaths are going to keep going up. And again, these are deaths reported, not deaths that are happening right now. This is the number of deaths reported, confirmed. People who passed away from COVID-19 a month ago are just now being reported as having died of COVID-19. That's just how the process works. Okay, so our average of deaths is going to keep going up for a little bit, or at least stay around 13 for a little bit. Now, hospitalizations also, we're coming down at the end of the week. And today, we're below 1,000 as of Friday, and today we are still below 1,000, but 926 people currently hospitalized. Even the middle of last week, that was 1,100. Right, so people are being discharged from the hospital and not being replaced. That's 8 down from yesterday. That's 135 down from a week ago. That's like a 13 to 14% decrease in the number of people currently hospitalized in the past week. That's great news. Similarly, about a 10% decrease in the ICU population. We're now down to 278, which is 35 less than a week ago. So about a 10% decrease over the course of the week. That's 12 lower than yesterday. So all of this is just, really just generally speaking, good news. It's partly, hard to say why exactly, except it is part of a nationwide trend, right? National trend has been downward over the past month or so. I guess a couple of months now. Wisconsin was lagging behind that national trend. The national trend was downward, while Wisconsin's trend was still going up. So now we're kind of catching up with the national trend, heading downward on this Delta virus. Part of it has to do with vaccination, I'm sure. We're at 54.9% vaccinated right now. That's total population, not just the eligible population, total population, right? I think we've got to be over 65 or so percent of eligible population is vaccinated. And that's going to go up again in the next couple of weeks. They're talking about, making the official, having the meeting where they will vote to authorize vaccinations for children as early as next week. And then it'll be another, a week or two after that it'll actually start to be deployed, and we'll start making appointments and taking our kids in to get vaccinated. So that's all good news. Pretty much unmitigated good news today. The only mitigation is that the numbers are still bad, right? We can't let our guard down completely. Dane County's mask mandate remains in effect until November 8th. I would not be surprised if they extend it one more month, because it's working, right? There might be a temptation to be like, well, it worked. Now it's done. Now we can take our masks off. That's what happened over the summer. But it's also tempting to say, like, you know what? It's working. Let's keep masking up until we get everybody vaccinated, or until we get 70% vaccinated or whatever, until we really see the numbers really back to that summer level. So I wouldn't be surprised either way, depending. And because we know, holidays, they're going to be holiday get-togethers, and people are going to, be less cautious, which might lead to more spread, etc. So we will keep an eye on that. We'll see. So we're going to take a short break here, but I'm not going to show you an ad. I'm going to tell you about another sponsor of the program here today. It is, let me get this up here. Community Shares of Wisconsin is marking its 50th anniversary by recognizing volunteers with the Anniversary Backyard Heroes Awards. Chad LaFlash and Rich Stork are long-term leaders at Community Shares of Wisconsin. Rich serves as a board representative from Citizens Utility Board of Wisconsin, while Chad is a community representative from UW Credit Union. Thank you to our Anniversary Backyard Heroes for everything you do in the community. We're going to talk through a little bit more news here today. The feature story this morning. Why is my slideshow doing this to me? My slideshow is advancing unprovoked. There's a ghost in the PowerPoint. Aaron Perry, who, if you're a longtime reader of Madison365, you might recognize that name. He runs Rebalanced Life Wellness Association. He is the first type 1 diabetic to complete the Ironman triathlon. He is invested. He works primarily in promoting health and wellness among Black men. He runs the Men's Health Center inside JP Hair Design on the west side. He's expanding that into becoming basically a free clinic for Black men who are uninsured. He's gotten some national attention before, and this last week he was on the Thursday Thrivers segment on Good Morning America, hosted by Robin Roberts. Get nationwide attention. And he said, our Dave Dahmer talked to him after that and has the story up this morning on Madison365.org. 90 men have called him since that segment aired. asking for help with their health and helping them find resources. So a really successful venture there, and it's great to see a local guy like that getting that national attention that he deserves. Also today, we don't have a story on this yet on the site, but I just got a couple of photos here. On the south side, Brandon Rule has the city contract to develop, to create a $43 million development that will house a grocery store, so that the south side is never going to be a food desert, right? There's going to the Pick and Save there is moving out, so they've got this new grocery store going in next summer, and 150 units of affordable housing, not to mention a whole bunch of parking. This is, as far as anybody knows, this is the largest new development being developed by a Black-owned developer, and it's really important that that it's the Black person leading this charge on the south side, where it's a tremendously diverse neighborhood, and seeing some investment in that side of town. It's really great. And that groundbreaking ceremony was this morning. I got some photos. I'm going to write up the story. We'll have that for you tomorrow morning at Madison365.org. Also over the weekend, Ford Madison. See, look at it. My PowerPoint is possessed. Ford Madison went down 2-0 in the first half to Tucson in a game they had to win to stay in the playoff hunt. They went down 2-0 before the break, and they stormed back with 2 goals in the second half, including a stoppage time equalizer to salvage a draw. So the draw wasn't good enough. They're still eliminated from the playoffs, but it didn't really matter, it turned out, because they also needed North Texas to lose or draw, and North Texas won 4-1 over New England. So it was, even if Madison had won this match, they would have been eliminated from the playoffs. So there's one home game left this Saturday against Chattanooga. It's Fan Appreciation Night. It should be a fun night. Hope to see you out there. That's the news I have for you today. Have a wonderful evening. It's kind of chilly. It's getting to be autumn, isn't it? But it's still nice to get out and take a walk and do something outdoors. We'll be back tomorrow with more news for you. We'll have the It's Only 10 Minutes podcast first thing tomorrow morning. I'll be back tomorrow right about this time with your daily update. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you soon.
This is 365 Media.